It's also about internal promotion and success. I would tell you that within our own company, give you some stats on this just as an example. 40% of my engineering staff have no engineering degree. Don't be scared about that, because that's not the point. These are people who have worked hard, and in many cases, they understand the engineering principles better than the person who's got a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. Hard knocks. 40%. They started off as an hourly team member, worked their way up through the organization, found that opportunity when it came on our open jobs internal system, applied for it, and have been successful. Some of the hardest working individuals that I've ever seen.
You already heard. I mean, we do internships with local high schools, technical schools. We also do, I'll call it externships, if you will, with educators coming in. I'm going to put my salesman hat on here for a minute and say I'm going to offer up an open invite for the educators. Right? I've got business cards with me. You've got my contact coming out of here. If there are things that we can custom tailor, where you want to come in and see what we do, you want to bring students in to see what we do, we can certainly facilitate that and be happy to host you. So that's my open invite.
It's kind of the chicken and the egg. Are you doing workforce development first or economic development first? And it's almost always both, but I think the quickest way to sort of get to the economic promised land is having good jobs available in your community that people would be willing to move here for. So I actually think that is the path, and to do that you have to look at things like, do we have the real estate to support growth? And we didn't, but we were luckily able to create some on the fly that
at the current time we're still reviewing the all options right now. That's including within the US, so can't comment much, but obviously closer to Covington is a much advantage for us.
You could have easily taken the approach and just said, somebody needs to deliver. You, the education workforce, needs to deliver that to us. But that's not the right approach. Business and industry have got to work together. My industry is changing so fast, no disrespect, you can't keep up with me. I have an obligation to tell you what is coming in the next 1 or 2 years so that we can make adjustments together to make everyone successful.
And so I think some of that is getting parents to kind of understand not every job requires 4-year. Actually, the vast majority don't. Some require 2 years, some require the training that we do at our technical colleges and the certification. And there are things where students can go right out of high school, right out of a program at the technical college.
So the Development Authority funded $25,000 for a pilot group of 25 students out of the Career Center, a neuroplasticity program to help build their confidence and prepare them to be able to take the Accuplacer. It was my exposure to seeing the assessments of those 25 students that's forever changed my purpose and my strategy for workforce development moving forward. The system had failed our students. We were graduating students that had the equivalent of a 7th grade education and gaslighting them and telling them that with this high school diploma that their life was going to be changed forever.
We all know, and I'm going to be conservative here, that 50% of the kids that we send on to 4-year colleges have no business going there.
And it starts at learning about work, learning to work, and then learning at work. In K-12, we've at least got to be able to get them learning to work before they go out the door. If we have successfully taught them not how to do a specific job, but learned how to work.
And I'll say this, our students who are involved with CTSOs and they finish those pathways in Georgia, the number just rolled out last week from Dr. Wall, who's our deputy superintendent. We're at 97.2% completion rate with a CTAE completer. So that is huge. If we have a concentrator situation, which is 2 classes in a pathway, we're at 97% on the graduation rate. So when you're that close, and then I'll add this number too, just for good stuff, work-based learning, the graduation rate in Georgia is 99.6%.
I would say for our office, one of the things that we're working on that is new and novel is a shift away from focusing on the degree or the diploma as the indicator, and having a more focus on the competencies that it represents. One of the issues is when I walk into as a high school student or a community college or a university student, when I walk in with that degree or diploma in my hand and I give it to an employer, they have no idea what that represents. They know that it means that I finished school, but let's just own it. We kind of do this to ourselves a little bit, both K-12 and at the university level. If a student comes in and hands me a high school diploma, my first thought is not, oh, well, here's a well-trained, highly qualified individual that is ready to go to work. It's not the first thing you think. And we do that to ourselves sometimes by pursuing goals like higher graduation rates over goals like better quality graduates.